Okay. Well, first off, everyone, welcome to tonight's team call. I'm super excited. This is our first official Leap of Faith on the Rise team call with a guest speaker. That's still a tongue twister for me. We changed our name, Jaclyn, so that's where we are a new team name as of January and are kind of doing things differently a little bit. But you are our first guest speaker this year. We're going to be doing these regularly, and I knew that you were going to be our very first one. I'm just thankful that the date works for you. So for those of you that don't know Jaclyn, she started actually 3 years ago, just this last week, right? Or that's when you made your first post?
No, it was in February. So coming up on 3 years.
Okay, yep. Coming up on 3 years. I knew we were really close in time when we started. And I met Jaclyn through Plexus first. And then now that I'm here in Kansas, I get to spend time with her and her family. And we had an awesome time bonding in Hawaii together with our husbands too. And if you don't know, Jaclyn went really quickly to Diamond, and she's kind of a powerhouse. So I'm pumped for you all to learn from her. And just, you know what, have an open heart, because you guys, when we get to hear from Diamonds, we're hearing from people who have done this. So get your pens and papers out and get ready. Take it away, Jaclyn.
Thank you so much. What a nice intro. I have to start off by saying that it used to be my thing to like put on the nice shirt and like lipstick and earrings and like yoga pants underneath where nobody could see before I would host training calls. And then one of my good friends, you guys might know her, Jill Renfro, who's a Diamond, hosted a Zoom for my team, and she popped on and she was in straight up pajamas, like not a lick of makeup, hair all over the place. And she's like, you're going to get what you're going to get. This is me. This is how I'm working. And I'm not faking anything. I'm real. And I'm like, maybe I can be real sometimes on these Zooms, and that might work. And today's been a doozy of a day. So you are getting the real authentic Jaclyn, not done up. This is how I go about my day on a regular basis. So apologize maybe, or maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. This is what you get. Okay, so my story, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, how I got started, and a little bit about my journey. And then I really want to talk to you guys about the business and sharing it unapologetically, just because I am so passionate about that. So just to give you an idea of where we're headed. Okay, so as Tracy said, I'm coming up on 3 years since I began my Plexus journey. And my sponsor is Emily Finnell. She and I were sorority sisters at KU and had kind of lost touch. Emily had been reaching out to me about Plexus for some time. And where I was at the time when she was reaching out to me was a brand new stay-at-home mom. I had been a 8th grade social studies teacher for 9 years. And after having my second child within 22 months, they're close together and they're both crazy. We just decided that it was, best for me to be home, teacher salary, daycare, it's kind of a wash. So I was home, and it was tough. It was a big, big adjustment. I didn't think I could take anything more on my plate, okay? I also was an expert in network marketing because I had done a company already before, and I was so much of an expert that I knew that nobody could make any money, because within that year, I didn't earn enough to get a 1099. You have to make $600 in a year to get a 1099. I love to say that just because so many people will look at others that have done well in this business and just be like, well, I mean, they're just, look at them. They've got this going for them, or they've got that going for them, or whatever it might be. No, that's not the case necessarily. I have failed at network marketing before, okay? So like legitimately failed. So I wanted nothing to do with it. She didn't really have magic words for me. She was just really, I could tell she really wanted me on her team. And it had kind of come to a point where my son had just turned 1 year old. I was working really hard trying to lose the baby weight, working really hard at the gym. I was doing a great job at that. But then I would come home, get the kids down for their naps. I would eat a whole row of lemon Oreos and a Diet Dr. Pepper while watching Real Housewives of wherever, and then lay down for my nap. And that was my afternoon. So I don't know why I couldn't lose the last of my baby weight. It's crazy. But I decided to give Plexus a try for that reason. So I was all about wanting to be a wholesaler, not really wanting to work the business, maybe tell my mom and sisters to see if I could get my products covered. So I was a stay-at-home mom. We're on one income. we were fine. So we weren't looking for something to help make ends meet. We were okay. But, you know, after I heard a little bit about the business, I was like, you know, it would be kind of nice to not feel nervous about going out to dinner with my friends and having a few glasses of wine, or going and getting a manicure, maybe going and shopping and buying a new shirt. You know, before, as a stay-at-home mom, that was not really something that I felt comfortable doing all that often. So once I heard about the compensation plan and how the business is set up, it was so much different than the other company that I'd done that was very heavily focused on parties and inventory, and it was not fun. I did not enjoy it. And I really didn't feel like I was making a difference either. I felt like I was grasping at straws, trying to get my friends to host parties for me. And, you know, they might buy a product here or there just to be a good friend. And I didn't like that feeling. So, you know, when people talk about, one of the things that I really want to focus on with you guys is leading with the business. This is something that I had to kind of learn, because I didn't talk business at all with this former company at all. I was lucky if I could get somebody to buy an eye cream. Okay. So it was a very big shift for me. Okay, so once I joined, Tracy was talking about, I think why she knew it was 3 years is there was a post on Powered by Plexus, and I had made a comment to Jessica Radke, who's an Emerald ambassador. Hey, thanks for making a post tonight, because it really encouraged me to make my first post. And so from there, I had seen somebody that I knew and trusted from college, and I'm like, well, if she's doing it, I better get on it, or, you know, everybody's going to flock to her. So there I started my business. It was right after I jumped off my welcome call, and I decided that I was ready for a big challenge. I was going to see what I could do within a year and then reevaluate if I found out that it wasn't something that was for me. So right then and there, Emily just kind of threw me in and gave me all these, crazy challenges. Like 2 weeks in, I was supposed to make a training video for people. I'm like, what am I going to train people on? I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But I was told to do it, so I did it. I did all of these things with so much fear, so much worry of what people are going to think of me, so much worry about looking foolish, but I did it anyway. And I'm so glad I did. Things did go pretty fast for me. And I was just really blessed with some of the right people jumping on with me and sticking with me, and having a team much like this team that's really committed to our purpose, and just working really hard. I just see a lot of similarities with this team and my team as well. So I hit the rank of Emerald in 9 months. 3 months later, Sapphire, and 3 months after that was Diamond. It was really, really, really fast. And so that's not always better. In fact, I think a lot of times it can be worse, because things are happening so fast and I wasn't able to train myself to be a leader. It was just kind of like craziness. It was mass chaos. But now that I've had time to, kind of take a step back and work towards becoming a better leader and learning more, it's been kind of fun. But I felt like my team and we kind of grew up together. They jumped in, and they just kind of, we just kind of learned as we went, and we, made our business go. But one of the things that I've really, really, really become passionate about with our Plexus business is sharing the business first, starting with the business. And for some people, this is really uncomfortable. You don't want people to take your intentions the wrong way. You don't want people to look at you like you are just out to make a quick buck. You want people to know your true heart. And so I know that's where people are held back. And I know that it probably has a lot to do with our products being so life-changing, that we know without a shadow of a doubt how impactful our products can be for people. So sharing that is a no-brainer. It's like going to a restaurant and discovering a brand new restaurant, and it's amazing, and you tell your friends. That's kind of what we've got. We don't have to grasp at straws for people to try our stuff. People are tired. People are sick. People are needing change in their health. So yes, it's so much easier and so much more comfortable to talk to people about our products. I get it. But you're kind of missing the boat if you do that. Here's why. You don't realize the people out there that need this business opportunity, okay? You don't realize people are not often going to, especially if they are somebody that's an acquaintance, they're not going to talk to you about their financial woes. You're not going to probably know about their dreams to stay home with their kids if it's just an acquaintance, okay? And so when you're holding back from this, you're holding back this amazing opportunity that some of you have already seen the financial blessings that can come from that. And when people are kept, we talk about people being kept up at night for two big reasons, their health or their finances. Think about why they're kept up at night because of their health. A lot of times it might be, how are they going to be able to pay for whatever they're going through? You know, it all circles back to needing that financial security. Here's another thing I want you to think about. If you lead with the products and somebody says no, you have nothing to fall back on. You can always fall back to the products. If you lead with the business and you tell them about the business opportunity and they're like, oh, I don't really think that's for me. Oh, totally understand. It's not for everybody, but I kind of feel like these products are for everybody. It's an easy thing to fall back on, and you still are sharing something that you're passionate about as well with the products, something that can enhance their life. Here's another thing I want you to consider as well. The first things that you come to people with, the first message that you come to them with is going to stick with them. And if you're only coming to people and you're talking about the products, they're going to think, yeah, I should just be a customer. I mean, that's the seed that you planted. Now, if you come to them and you talk about the business, they might say no. And in most cases, they're going to tell you no. The first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, sixth time, seventh time, they might even say no. Okay? But you planted a seed, and I guarantee they're not just going to forget about it. They're going to think about it. They're going to pray about it. And when you're sharing the reasons why you think that this business opportunity, this opportunity with Plexus could be amazing for them and why they can do it, you're making their day. What a great thing to hear, that somebody wants you to join them. They want to work with you, and they see positive attributes in you that could make you successful. Who wouldn't want to hear that? There is no shame in leading with the business. It is not a greedy move at all. In fact, I feel like it might be a little selfish not to lead with it just because of fear. Let them say no. Let them make the decision. You can't prejudge people, just like we're told with the products not to prejudge who needs it. You see somebody and they look thin and they look fit and they're at the gym and they're whatever. You don't know that they haven't pooped in 5 days, right? So same thing with the financial stuff. You can't prejudge that. Let them tell you if they are interested or not. And then you can fall back on the products. And then from there, the trick is to fall back on referrals if they say no with the products. But you guys, leading with the business is so important, and it can really change how your business grows. Customers are very important, don't get me wrong, okay? And that's why I say you can fall back on the products. Not everybody's going to say yes to the opportunity, and that is totally fine. But think about it. The more you're reaching out about the opportunity, the more comfortable you're going to be in doing that, and the better it's going to come across. If you're reaching out to people and as you're, writing out your message, your big fear is, oh gosh, they're going to just think I just want, make money off them. Oh gosh, they're just going to think I'm one of those, weird network marketing people, or whatever you might be thinking. Even if that is not anywhere in your message, it's somehow they can tell. So this is going to take some tough work. If those are some of the thoughts that you have, this is a mindset thing too. It doesn't just have to be about your personal business. It can be about the people you're reaching out to or the way you message people. So think about that. What is in your head as you're sending messages? And if you're leading with the business and you're nervous about it, work on your mindset before you're doing that and then get to it, okay? But I'm telling you, this is something, again, let them make the call, okay? Let them make the call. And this is somewhere in my business, I remember there was a time that I was struggling to get customers. I couldn't talk anybody into being a customer. They just wanted to join my team. And I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, because I've been so dang passionate about this opportunity. you know? And people are going to be attracted to what you're putting out there, okay? If you are so dang excited about this business opportunity, you're going to get people that are so dang excited about this business opportunity coming to you, saying yes to you. So again, this is not a selfish move, not a selfish move at all, okay? Reach out. And those people that have been happy customers for a while, especially those that are, well, only those that are 100 PV or more, because it won't make sense for them to bump up. But those people that you've got that have been happy customers of yours, don't be afraid to reach out to them. Don't be afraid to reach out to people that have told you no. Don't be afraid, or do it afraid, because it is up to them, okay? One of the things that I have been learning in Bob Heilig's Legacy Leadership Academy, I don't know if any of you guys are doing that. I have loved what I've learned. And he's really, really passionate about just kind of reaching out unafraid and really sharing your heart. We're in the middle of a challenge called the Purpose-Driven Prospecting Challenge. And so he is really big on reaching out with your why. And I've got some verbiage that I can share with you guys that he has said to use. And when you reach out with your why, you're essentially reaching out about the business first. But again, people can still say no and be impacted by your why to become a customer. But here's what I've learned from him. Number one, and this has been, oh my gosh, so big for me right now. You have to have a fresh contacts list. This is something, it's so crazy that I always preach to my team and then never did myself. Oh, how horrible. You guys, I sat down because Bob Heilig told me, I was done listening to myself tell me. Bob Heilig told me to try to work on a list of 300 to 500 contacts. I know that sounds crazy, but it wasn't hard. Once I opened up my Facebook and I went through all the people in my Facebook that were not Plexus ambassadors and wrote down names. I didn't prejudge anybody, just wrote them down. Some of them I'm like, I can't believe I'm writing this person's name down. I can't ever imagine reaching out to them, but their name was down. So having a big contact list to work with is huge, and a new one. Hopefully you did one in the beginning of your business. I did, but I kept working with that one. Or just kind of like I'd see somebody post on Facebook, oh, I need to reach out to them. No. A big contact list is like a to-do list, okay? And really it's like also it's like a compass. It's like where you need to go. I mean, otherwise you're just kind of aimlessly wandering. So having a fresh, big contact list is key. Okay, so from there, discovering your why is going to be really big too. Reevaluating your why. That's something we have to do throughout this business because things change. Our goals change. Our needs change. Our families change. And so revisiting your why is something you have to commit to doing periodically. And you need to really think back to what drew you to build a Plexus business. So try to think back, like what was it initially, okay? And you can kind of draw on a few of these ideas. Was it time? Was it money? Was it security, health, purpose? Was it any of those things? You can pick one or two of those and really think about it. Think about some memories, some feelings, some thoughts that you had when you began your business. And from here, you need to really think about basically the progression of this business. What was lacking for you? A turning point for you to make you actually jump on board, how that made you feel, and then how this business provided a solution. So for me, I think back to being a new stay-at-home mom. Being a stay-at-home mom was never in my plans. My kids were too crazy to want to be home with them all the time, you guys. But it was something, and thank God it's something that happened because I actually really do love it. But I needed something for mama. I needed something, a purpose outside of the home, a purpose outside of wiping runny noses and making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I needed something else in addition to the most important job that I had, but something else. As a teacher, I was used to pouring into other people and training and, just having something else. And so I didn't know I needed it, but I sure as heck did need this. So that's one of the biggest reasons for me. But it wasn't why I joined. I joined for vanity reasons. Remember that lemon Oreo cookie eating girl who couldn't lose weight. But along the road, I discovered why I actually really did join this. I didn't know it at the time. But thinking about those things, and this is so crazy, and it's one of those things that you might be fearful of doing, but reaching out to somebody, and this can be somebody you've already reached out to, and saying something like, hey, you know, I've reached out to you about Plexus, but I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to tell you why I do this business. Would you be okay with me sharing with you why I started this in the first place? Something along those lines. Or if it's somebody brand new, hey, you may have seen my Plexus posts. I'm really passionate about it. I would love to tell you why. Would you be open to hearing more about why I started this? Something along those lines. People buy what you do more than what you're selling, okay? They buy your why for starting your business, for working your business. And so once you get approval from people, sending a little voice message and telling them your why that you've established is great. It is going to really appeal to their emotions and, again, get them kind of thinking about a why for themselves without even really realizing they're doing it, okay? And it's going to get them thinking about the business. They're going to hear what the business has provided you. And if you're just brand new in this, then you haven't maybe solved your problem of what was lacking, but you know maybe what you're looking for, okay? You know, I started this because I was really worried about, you know, paying for our kids' college funds, and I'm really working on, you know, building this business so that I can save and that we don't have to worry about their future, whatever it is. But people, and you can kind of also, you know, if you've got a few different things, a few different whys, you can, as you're reaching out to people, kind of think, what do we have in common here? What might speak to them about why I'm doing this? And share that part of it more strongly than anything else. And then from there, having something that does not come from you to share, of course, asking permission first. It's called a third-party tool, can be really, really effective. A diamond documentary, those are so impactful, and we have so many to choose from with so many different backgrounds of people. Sending samples, that can be a third-party tool. Sending a Plexus video, any other video that you found. These can all be super effective. But you guys, having a game plan and really attacking this through your fears is what's going to get you to where you want to be. You have to get outside of that comfort zone in order to achieve your goals. And remember, by you achieving your goals, other people, that means other people are working towards achieving their goals as well. So this is just simply not a business that one can be successful in if they are super selfish. So when you're getting nervous about reaching out to people about the business, remember that. We all, especially within Plexus, you guys, are people that love others and want to make an impact on the lives of others. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. We'd be doing something that didn't change lives, like selling clothing or jewelry or skincare or hair care, whatever. But you guys, we're in a really, 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 really special business in that not only does the business opportunity change lives, but our products do as well. So you have to be a caring, good person that cares about others to be successful. So remember that when you're feeling afraid. Gosh, I had just said, I had the greatest thought in my head, and then it, of course, escaped, which is kind of typical for me these days with my kiddos being crazy. I also want to encourage you to be really, specific in creating the goals that you have. I don't want you to just kind of float through this, not really knowing what you're aiming for. Making what teachers call SMART goals, something that's really specific, measurable, attainable. Oh gosh, now I'm gonna forget all of my acronyms here. Timely, forgetting the R. Why am I forgetting the R? It's because I just got my interview highlighted. Wait, who's got it?
Is it something about reachable, retain, not?
No, attainable. What is the R?
Someone unmute, tell us.
Relevant?
Yeah, unmute yourself if you remember. I know we got teachers in here.
Relevant?
That might be it. I think that's it. Okay. So this is going to help you too as you're reaching out to people, thinking about what your goals are. If you're really wanting to zoom through the ranks, you guys, you can't reach out to 1 or 2 people a week, okay? Setting goals and steps to get you to these goals is going to be so huge. And it's going to be one of those things that can be looked at like a to-do list of lives you can impact, you guys. So making a list and you know, one thing that I really love that I have found to be really effective for so many people and myself included, I love a good calendar on my phone to keep, you know, stuff in line with my husband, with family stuff. But for my business, I'll keep things on there as well. Having a desk calendar is so huge, and mapping out your to-dos, you know, and you can tailor it to whatever is going to be best for you. But if you are really, really wanting to, you know, make things happen quickly for you and for other people in your life, you know, setting up 5 to 10 people that you're going to reach out to a day and actually writing down their names on a big desk calendar. And you are mapping out what you're going to do. It's your to-do list. Can't ignore your to-do list. Knocking that out, you guys, you have a map to get to where you want to be. And I keep looking down as if I have my desk calendar here, and I don't have it right now. But it is having a plan in mind, so that, again, that list of contacts, that's a plan. Plugging it into your calendar, that's a plan. And setting big goals for yourself, that's a plan. That's how things happen, okay? Don't be afraid to share what we have to offer, because what we have is so incredible. Now, Tracy came over last week, and we were kind of talking about how things within Plexus have been lately. And I was talking about how I can really tell the future diamonds from the people that, you know, maybe that's not the path for them. The future diamonds, and I know we've got this call is loaded with them, are the people that can look at a situation. They can look at when things get tough, and they can say, this is still worthwhile for me, and I still believe in what I'm doing. And despite the roadblocks and the valleys I encounter, I'm going to keep pushing on, because I'm here for a reason. I've been called for a purpose, and I'm not giving up. I'm continuing on despite the obstacles I might face. Those you guys that are doing that, you guys that have hit gold and your eyes have been on senior gold for longer than you've wanted it to be, but you are pushing on and still working, you're a diamond. You're a diamond. Your timeline might not be what you want it to be, but by gosh, you're a diamond. If you are pushing on and you are continuing to go despite whatever you come encountered with, which we all have lately, right? What a perfect storm with a new back office and then the holiday season hitting us. Holy Toledo, right? Lots of people fell off at that point, you know? And I don't know if that was, you know, on my team, that might have been my fault. It's you know, not really laying out for them what the plan is, what the path is, and what you might encounter, and kind of preparing them for that. But you guys know that stuff's coming. In a business, you can't be going straight up all the time. It can't be just smooth sailing all the time. I really feel like in life and in business, if we don't experience those valleys and those obstacles, we can't truly appreciate the peaks and the mountaintops when things are beautiful and amazing, okay? So you keep pushing on. And those of you that are doing that, you're going to be a diamond. And you know what? If it takes you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more years, 7 more years to get to diamond, I can promise you it's going to be just as sweet when you get there. Yes, don't ever change your goal. Just change the timeline to just that end date, okay? Set those big goals for yourself. Know that you're going to get there with your whole heart. As my old coach said, Dave Walker, he said, work like it's up to you, but pray like it's up to God. Do that, you guys. This company is only going up. We are only going up. We have been kind of given a little secret. I can't tell much about it, but there's good things coming. Like good things coming in the spring and summer that you're going to want to be around for, that you're going to really want to be building your team now to take full advantage of that so that you can jump into some crazy momentum at that time. This company is led by the most incredible people. The people that came before us, the diamonds that came before us that paved the way, they have really set up something special. So I hope you trust that you've been called to an important purpose. I hope you trust that you can reach your goals. And I hope you trust that there are people out there that need to hear the business opportunity from you, and that it is in no way selfish. It is actually being very generous by stepping outside of your comfort zone, working through your fears, and telling people about something that can really, really change their lives. That's all I've got for you guys. This is one of the first times I've talked without a to-do list, because I'm so squirrel that I have to have like a list of things to hit on. But I was like, you know what, this is something I'm pretty passionate about. I'm going to see what I can do and see. Hopefully it came across effective and you guys got some good pointers out of it. But if you have questions, I have time. It's up to you, Trace.
Yes, awesome. I'm going to stop the recording and then we'll do questions.